irgendwo ist noch ein zweites. Ja. Und in so kurzer Zeit, ne?
Ja. Das kann man nicht fotografieren, das verstehe ich.
Vor allen Dingen die da, das sind tatsächlich.
もっと高いあれあれ
あら
やばいよやばいよ
これも大丈夫ですか
いやここもやばいよやばいやばいやばいやばいやばいやばい
All across northern Japan, they felt it. A violent, magnitude 9.0 earthquake on March 11, 2011. It was centered about 80 miles offshore, and tsunami warnings went up immediately. In coastal cities, people knew what to do next: run to higher ground. It's from these vantage points on hills and in tall buildings that incredible footage was captured. In Kesanuma, people retreated to a high-rise rooftop and could only watch it.
On March 11, 2011, a 9.0 magnitude earthquake off the Pacific coast of Japan
generated a tsunami. This series of ocean waves sped towards the island nation, with waves reaching 24 feet high. The result was devastation and utter destruction. Towns were engulfed by water and swept away. Farmland was flooded. Tens of thousands of lives were lost. The National Police Agency reported damages to hundreds of roads, bridges, and more than 100,000 buildings. The surging water flooded rivers and destroyed harbors. In some areas along the coast, tsunami waves reached 6 miles inland. Tsunamis not only cause severe damage when they first strike land, but also as the water recedes back to sea. Tsunamis can inflict this type of damage because of some unique features. As tsunami waves travel across ocean basins, they may be as little as a few centimeters high, but they extend down to the ocean floor. This is different than traditional waves, which are only surface features. Tsunamis can also travel hundreds of miles per hour in the open ocean. As these waves approach a coast, the shallowing ocean floor slows the waves down and pushes the water mass upwards. The quicker the ocean floor transitions from deep to shallow, the greater potential for a higher wave height. So, tsunamis that experience this sudden shift into shallow water can have the height and momentum to pack a serious punch. Unfortunately, Japan found itself in this scenario. This image shows how abruptly the Japanese islands rise out of the ocean. Other coastal areas in the region have much more gradual slopes. The earthquake on March 11th was the most powerful known to hit Japan, and the tsunami it created had the necessary ingredients to make it such a deadly and destructive force.
It returns to the place where it last left its chick in the hope that it might still be close by. But chicks tend to wander, so the adult has to call to it. The chick responds, and they slowly home in on one another. The plaintive entreaties of the chick stimulates the adult to regurgitate a mouthful of fish. With the return of one parent, the other is free to go to sea to feed for itself. Aware of the leopard seal's presence, the penguins press together at the ice edge, unwilling to be the first to risk diving in. Occasionally, the seal comes out onto the ice and attempts to grab one. But its most successful strategy by far is to lie in wait. It hides behind a corner of ice. The emperors gain confidence and make a dash for it. The first wave of penguins escape. Once in open water, they will be safe. But the seal is alerted by the noise, and through the mass of bubbles, it makes its attack. Almost invariably, it makes a kill. Encouraged by the absence of the seal, the remaining penguins make a break for the open sea. In time, their chicks will fledge. And when the Antarctic autumn is near its end, these adults will walk across the newly formed ice to endure yet another winter on the frozen sea. The abundance of krill attracts other visitors to the peninsula in the summer. Antarctic minke whales. Their pointed heads and short dorsal fins give them speed and endurance. And they need both. There are other whales here, too. Killers. This is an extended family of mothers and their young. And a male with a huge dorsal fin, almost 2 meters high. A lone minke whale. It's just what this group of killer whales are looking for. Working as a team, as they have done for decades, they fan out across the strait in search of their quarry. And they found it. The minke races away, pursued by outriders on each flank. Terrified, the minke heads for the shore. It's so desperate to escape, it almost beaches itself. It makes a desperate break for freedom. Two hours and 20 miles later, the minke is still alive and swimming strongly. Its only real defense is its endurance. But the killers work as a team, with fresh ones replacing the outriders in relays. And as the minke tires, the battering and the biting begins.
Gorillas are the largest of all primates. Standing nearly 6 feet tall and weighing 400 pounds, an adult male has the strength of several men. Gorilla troops are normally shy and peaceful, but the dominant male, called a silverback, will defend his territory if provoked. Using grunts and chest thumping, a silverback attempts to intimidate newcomers. If that fails to impress, he drops on all fours and charges. This team of scientists is trying to habituate gorillas to humans. But they approach too quickly, and the gorillas react with frightening speed.
So, last one, when an opponent is a bit more vague, like Tyrone was doing,
These males are the troop leaders. They hold all the power here. Joining them is every young male's ambition. To be accepted into this elite is the path to privilege, but
Die Begegnung verlief anders, als sie es sich vorgestellt hatte.
Kusasis Beziehung zu den Menschen ist voller Widersprüche und Kampflust. Er bringt sie aus dem Konzept. Er stiehlt Nahrung. Er ist aggressiv gegen Menschen und diese haben oft Angst vor ihm. Er hat mich umklammert.
Aber sie ist okay und er ist okay.
Ich spürte von Kopf bis Fuß ein Vibrieren. Es hat mich überwältigt und ich brach vor Freude in Tränen aus. Es war eine unmittelbare Empfindung. Er ist so unglaublich stark.
And it happened so fast, and he's so unbelievably strong.
It's a dangerous journey. The youngster decides to follow. At first, he has enough sense to keep his distance. These males are twice his size. The low-ranking chimps retreat before the troop leaders arrive at the waterhole.